Alright, so long story short, my son and I got a Kit Fox Model 2 from a dear friend named Steve. That was a project to be finished off. Awesome plane, very close to flying. Problem is my son's shoulders and I are like this wide, and we just simply don't fit in a Kit Fox Model 2. So I sold it to my dear friend Peter, and also got his Airlight 103, which I had been flying it nonstop, having a great time with. We also got the wreckage of another Kit Fox Model 2. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna lop off the front end, and we're gonna make an FPV chair like nothing else. You guys ready to pull this out and see what we do?
Let's do it.
Yeah. Well, and what I'm kind of picturing is if we can get a screen right here, so even if someone can't wear the goggles, say they have glasses, we have like another DJI FPV unit, and it just kind of, you still can see the cabanes and everything. And then when we bob off the back, that's where all of our electronics are, our resistance and everything, so we can adjust it.
Maybe just put a screen like right here.
Yeah. What do you guys think?
I think it's awesome.
Now,
I kind of want to try to climb in it just to see if I fit at all.
Yeah.
But it looks so tight, I don't even know where to begin. I'm going in.
Oh my gosh. Well, you know what?
It's not bad once you're in here.
You just solved the problem. We just don't put the foot pan in and we build our own seat.
It's not bad once you're in here. 240 pounds of American beef. Yeah,
well,
I think this could work, and it'd be fun.
Cool. Well, I might need your welding skills, but... Okay,
Yep, I got this.
I don't think it's going to be fun for people to get in. Problem we had with the original FPV chairs, there's just no feedback. It didn't feel... You felt it, but everything was light. And on an airplane, you know, high performance planes, yes, it's very light, but it wasn't light like just moving sticks, you know. You had a feed. Because of these cables and the linkages, we can weight these down. We can make it have the resistance and have the drag like you would have in the air. And I think just to complete the feeling would be to put it. If this doesn't work, not a big deal. What we'll do is we'll take like a peat and pull fuselage, and we'll build a section of a peat and pull fuselage, which I think is equally as cool. But we still got to make all the mechanism, which just already exists, and it kind of gives a busted plane new life. So cool. I'm happy you guys are optimistic. I say we go for it.
Yeah, I think we can make it work.
Love it. And it's already cut the size to fit in the trailer. Let's load it up. And this week's goal is going to be pretty simple. We're going to work together, and we're basically going to convert this into an FPV chair. And what that is where people will be able to fly a model airplane using the controls of the airplane here to fly it in the sky and get that full immersive experience. And it is crazy immersive. When you hit things with it, your heart's racing, you have the control feel. It's actually really easy to fly. So what do you think?
I think we have a lot of work ahead of us.
I agree with you. But can you see it? Like, the controls are already in there, and you know, building a box isn't that hard to do. But to make it feel like an airplane, might as well start with an airplane. And also, this one's never going to have life again. Might as well, you know, see if we can do that. The only thing is, I think it needs to just be a single cockpit, like, you know, so more people can fit in there. What do you think?
We're going to cut this outer pipe right in this general area somewhere. We'll move this bearing block, slide it over top of here like it is right there, and we'll unbolt this side, and we'll move the whole thing over some. And then there's another linkage that's inside of this pipe that's connecting to this side right here.
Okay.
We'll basically just shorten up that linkage inside of there and still hook it up here.
I love it.
And we'll actually put the controller in the back.
And that's where I'm really excited and stuff. Moving the stick back and forth was really cool, but you didn't have the force feedback. Noah came up with an idea where we can actually use fluid going through a smaller orifice to have that drag. So as you try to push the fluid through a smaller pipe, it's going to give you the drag that you normally feel in the air. And then also, all of our PIDs, all of our push rods go into our potentiometers, can push against that. So we won't be just kind of like moving something directly. It'll go through the actual mechanism to give us the real throw. So, well guys, we have about 1 week to work on this here. At the end of this, our hope is not necessarily to have everything 100% done, but we want people to be able to fly out of this, and then we're just gonna keep adding on. If everything works good, this will be a full motion FPV chair by the time we're done with it. And Dave, I'm so thankful to have you on the team, man, because I wouldn't be able to even get started with this. This is awesome.
Yep, you're welcome.
Why don't we get some cutting materials and we'll get hacking.
Yeah, love it.
All right, so this project's pretty unique. We're not gonna be using just foam board and plywood and some hot glue to put it together. We need to go to Lowe's, we need to get some metal fittings, we need to get some brackets, we need to get some plywood, we need to build a seat. There's a lot of stuff. We're on our way to Lowe's.
that part's too loud.
All right, so Michael and I are working on the rudder system right now. We're trying to figure out the best way to make it from having 4 pedals to having 2 pedals and still function properly, since we're switching it to a 1-seater. The best thought that we came up with, the cables connect to the outside over here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut this pedal off right here and do the same thing on this side where the cable connects on this side. And then we'll have these 2 pedals to run our rudder still. Should work out pretty good. Let's get to work. Alrighty guys, we were starting to work on the rudder and we figured out that we needed the firewall to install the rudder system because the springs connect to the firewall. So we have to get this straightened out because like Josh had said, this airplane was wrecked and there's a lot of bent up stuff. We were planning on making our own, but we're just gonna go on ahead and fix this one up and see what happens. So we're getting ready to start the seat for the kit box. So to make the seat in the kit box, we have to make some ribs to go in here, and since they're going to be a lot of custom shapes and nothing square, we're going to take some foam board and cut it out. It's a lot easier to work with, and make some patterns to use for the plywood. Okay, so we're working on the seat right now. Put a bunch of cuts in the plywood here. And what you can do is it's pretty much like foam board. If you cut it but not all the way through, you can actually flex the board and it makes a real nice rounded corner and it'll look great for the seat. Okay, so now we've got the base of the seat done. We need to make an armrest in here to have our throttle quadrant. Using foam board to make templates, it just makes it a lot easier when you're dealing with odd shapes and beats messing up a bunch of plywood.
Alright guys, so while they're working on this crazy FPV cockpit, I'm going to tell you about today's sponsor of this episode, and that is our friends over at EcoFlow. So if you don't know much about EcoFlow, EcoFlow is a portable, eco-friendly power solution that is a complete all-in-one solution for both your home, off-grid, travel, you name it. On top of that, they just launched a new Kickstarter campaign for a few of their new products that are coming out, like the EcoFlow Pro and the EcoFlow Delta Max. So let's unpack these a little bit. We'll start here with the EcoFlow Delta Pro. So the EcoFlow Delta Pro has a high capacity rating of 3,600 watt hours, 25 kilowatt hours. It comes with the largest capacity that they've ever made. The Delta Pro can also be expanded all the way to 25 kilowatt hours with smart extra batteries, EcoFlow smart generators, and the smart home panel. For example, one Delta Pro can simultaneously support 4 lights, a fan, a router, charging for laptop and phones, also, and power the refrigerator / freezer for a day. And with 1 or 2 extra batteries, it can actually expand that to 2 to 3 days. The cool thing about the EcoFlow ecosystem is that you literally can integrate the full ecosystem with your home to harness literally 25 kilowatt hours of power. All right, so we've talked about the Delta Pro. Now let's talk about the little bit smaller version, the Delta Max. Now the Delta Max is a little bit of a smaller alternative to the Delta Pro, but it is still larger than the original Delta line. The Delta Max is designed to back up your entire home. You'll be set for blackouts with short switchover with the EPS feature. Also, you can expand the capacity by linking up 2 extra batteries with a full 6,048 watt hour option. Now, a single 2016 watt hour Delta Max can literally charge an iPhone 12 200 times. Now, when connecting to the solar panels and the smart extra battery, you can actually get a max of 2,600 watt dual charging capabilities, which is phenomenal. Now, the Kickstarter is live right now, and so the earlier you get in, the better the price is going to be. So the Delta Pro is going to be ranging from anywhere from $19.99 all the way up to $35.99. And the Delta Max is going to start at about $2,099. So the earlier you get in, the better. Plus you got all these different add-ons that you're going to be able to click and choose to accessorize your Delta Pro or your Delta Max. All right, I'm done talking. It's now time for you guys to go check out the link in the description below to grab one of these awesome new EcoFlow Delta units, whether it's the Pro or the Max. By checking that link in the description below, you're literally helping us a ton, and you're getting some pretty amazing, innovative products to help you out with your eco-friendly power solutions. Lastly, I want to give a big shout out to EcoFlow for making all of this content possible and for giving Flite Test a portable, eco-friendly battery power solution when we're out on the runway and when we're out here doing stuff at Edgewater. Now, without you guys, none of this would be possible. We wouldn't be doing these crazy projects out here like this FPV cockpit. And speaking of that, I should probably go check and see what else is going on here and make sure they're doing all right. So let's go check it out.
Holy cow, Dave. Okay, I turned my back on you for like an hour and a half, and this is what happens. What have you been doing, man?
Building an airplane.
I'd say so. Look at this. The armrest for the throttle quadrant and everything.
Yeah, we got the seat all done. Now I'm going to fix a wing spar that got broken in the accident. So that way we can put something on top, kind of make it look like it's supposed to have a wing.
It's kind of a testimony to how small the Model 1 Kit Fox was, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's not a very big wing.
Not a big wing, and there's not a lot of height here, but for most people, it's going to be perfect.
Yeah, about 6 foot is about the limit, yep.
Oh my golly, this is incredible. So what do you got?
We pretty much made it so you can only enter through this side, just to make it a little bit more convenient for everybody to slide in and out, and made it nice and big and roomy. Moved the linkage to the center. Rudders are in the center now. Like you were saying, you know, we've got an armrest over there now for the throttle quadrant and everything. It should work out pretty good.
It looks incredible. So while you've been doing all the hardware, I went ahead and went on Amazon and ordered a whole bunch of slide potentiometers. So those are going to be coming in tomorrow.
Awesome.
And it'll be ready for it.
Awesome, perfect.
All right, great work.
So we're trying to design the throttle quadrant for the
For the simulator chair.
simulator chair, yeah. We decided to try to go 3D printed instead of making some sort of metal contraption or something along those lines. So I got to work on CAD here and came up with a design, and now we're going to print it out.
Looks amazing. I mean, that just looks like the real thing. And then also, we call it the simulator chair. We got to change the name now. Is it a simulator plane? Is it a simulator?
I don't know the best way to put that. FPV simulator?
Leave it in the comments below. Yeah, because it's no longer a chair, is it?
Yeah, it's a whole airplane.
It is. All right, so time to print.
Yeah, let's do it.
I've been thinking how our tastes in music reflect our everyday lives. Around 10 or 12 years ago,
All right, it has arrived here. We said we had to wait for electronics, and we're taking a little bit of a different turn through our friends at Amazon. I can tell them what that is.
Okay, these are some potentiometers, correct?
Yeah, and these
But
are
they're
actually,
slide ones?
that's right. These are the same things that you get when you get those like the podcast boards and the sound boards. These are called slide potentiometers. And I said I wasn't gonna rob the FPV chair. I wanted both of them. I think we're gonna rob the FPV chair. I want to get this thing flying so bad. Oh, tell them what's in that.
I don't even know what's in
Oh, oh my God, I surprised you. Hydraulic shocks.
Oh, yeah.
Have you guys ever lifted up a cabinet, or on our lasers, we have these two shock towers that, you know, when you open it up, it holds things up or it closes, but you don't do anything too fast. My thought is to try to make everything kind of self-centered and give a force feedback. We have these guys right here. Should be about 22 pounds.
Perfect.
Feel good?
Yeah, that'll work great when it's on the leverage of the controls.
I'm thinking one, like compress them halfway and have them fight each other exactly. So as you're moving it back and forth, you're pushing against each other, but then also it'll be happiest when they're neutralized.
Yeah, it'll go back to center on its own.
And we can put them at a different angle too to make a mechanical advantage to make it, you know, feel
Less
right.
stiff if we need to or whatnot.
Exactly. So I think we're back in business with the FPV cockpit. I'm gonna go test it.
Back to work.
Oh, that part's too loud.
Holy cow, Dave, you've been busy.
Yeah, it's turning out great. We have shock absorbers hooked up. Everything's working awesome. It feels like a real airplane. The only issue we're having is it's not wanting to self-center. We're gonna experiment with some cables and pulleys and springs and see if we can make something work.
Yeah, the feeling isn't just about making it move. It's really about like having the experience of when you're flying. You know, you move the stick real fast, you can feel the resistance from the control surfaces and stuff. But also, controls generally kind of go back to center. not 100%, but
yeah, at least it kind of makes you feel like it should be going back.
Yeah,
and we're not quite there.
Well, so we're gonna get some more parts, keep tackling, and once you can probably get the ailerons figured out, we'll just repeat that for the rudder and everything else.
Correct, yes. It should work out pretty good.
Dude, we're on the home stretch, man. All right, so where are we at?
Okay, so we're just about wrapped up with the elevator. We have to put our self-centering mechanism on that we're doing.
The more you put this together, the more it looks just like a piece of art.
It looks like one of those mousetrap games, as I played as a kid. Like this moves that. And
it's elegant simplicity. Dave, you nailed it.
yeah, I think this is going to be quite an experience.
No doubt. So is this workable? If I move it?
Yes, you can move it.
Ready? Oh my gosh, that feels fantastic.
So many moving parts.
Yes. So what's your next step?
Okay, I need to add some pulleys to the backside here so we can string cables through them and run it back this way for a spring.
Yeah.
And then we're on to electronics.
So this is going to be the mounting for your
Yep.
spring. It's going to come out and then back to these guys.
Always try to think ahead.
Yeah, that's
Let
right.
the little tab sticking out here for that.
Perfect. I can't wait. All right, well, Dave already worked also on the potentiometers. We figured that out yesterday. So the next step here is we're gonna take the 3D printed housings he has, and once this is done, I think we're taking it to the shop, and we're gonna hook up electronics.
Okay, we are trying to determine the geometry that we need to get the potentiometer in the right spot so it gets its full slide but doesn't go too far or not enough. So I measured the full slide of the potentiometer and I'm just figuring out where exactly that ends up on this as far as matching up with the slide of this part that goes to the rudder. Basically the potentiometers have 1.25 inches of travel, so I just held the ruler stationary and had Michael run the rudder back and forth from its farthest point this way to its farthest point this way, and wherever it moved 1.25 inches, I put a mark, so that's where we're going to actually hook up our potentiometer to. And we got to make some mounts to be able to mount them onto the frame here, and yeah, piece of cake.
Perfect. This looks great.
Thank you. So we have the kit fox here. We kind of came up with the idea to fly a kit fox with a kit fox.
What better opportunity to test out version 2 here. We're about to release this late September. These will be coming in. We got a much bigger motor, lots of improvements. And like you said, David, like kind of a way of resurrecting this thing. This will never fly again, but at least we can actually control this from it.
Yeah, it's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah. Now there are a couple scale details here that you came up with a really cool idea to fix.
So yeah, we came up with the idea of putting some barbecue skewers in front of the camera to make, what are they called, cabane struts?
Cabane struts, yeah. This is actually the bracing between inside the fuselage around the window. Not all airplanes have it. Kit Fox definitely does.
Yeah, it'll give it the real look sitting in the cockpit.
It's gonna look amazing. Ready to take this outside?
Yeah, let's do it.
How's it feel?
Oh, it's awesome. I feel like I'm sitting in a kit fox.
So we got TJ from Buddy RC and OMP Models. We also have my son Michael flying Chase Quad.
All right, we ready?
Yeah,
We're ready. You got control, buddy.
All right, we're going.
We're in EcoFlow runway.
Ooh.
First time flying. Yeah, we're up
Oh,
there.
right there. How's it feel, bud?
Oh, this is awesome.
How's this even happening right now?
And you got some major wind too.
Yeah, that wind is crazy up there.
So it went from straight down the runway to a quarter inch crosswind. That's why you turned, but you're doing great.
It's like no throttle needed.
You
with
got to
this new
push a
motor.
little bit of rudder in, and you'll square right out, just like the real thing.
So
There
you're
you go.
controlling the throttle?
I'm controlling nothing. I'm holding this button, and if he gets in trouble, all I have to do is release it. But yeah, you got to fly it like a real airplane. You got to hit that rudder and everything.
No, you're right. He doesn't.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a feel, dude.
That wind is crazy.
So you're doing
It is
it.
flying great.
That's amazing, dude.
So we got a 2814 on the version 2 of the Freedom Fox here. So that means you're flying nice and level, under 50% throttle. You have crazy vertical and still have that efficiency. You're doing awesome.
Man,
Give me a
I
left
gotta
turn.
push this thing down.
I'm not gonna.
I can't even see you,
I
so
can't see
you're
it.
on your own.
Oh, I'm good.
Oh, you're golden.
Coming in for a little pass. Whoa.
Oh,
Push me.
oh man.
You got it.
Oh my goodness. That was crazy.
Good.
You scared the crap out of me. By the way, you look dope sitting in this
Oh, this is so much fun.
I love watching his head
FPV
turn.
cockpit.
Whoa.
There you go. You get the hang of it. All right. Again, I can't see you, so you're on your
Okay,
own.
sorry.
No, you're
Okay,
fine.
so give me your first experience of like, what do you
There's that
feel
rudder.
like's happening in your life right
I feel
now?
like I'm flying an airplane.
That's what I hope he's gonna say. Look at
Every
you, dude.
pass you do, you get better and better. I see your rudder working more. Look how coordinated he is
That
now.
wind is just insane though.
I hear the motor because he pushed the throttle. Dude, that's so sick.
Wow.
I love watching the guys trying to chase him right now.
Yeah, right? He's like, where's he at? Where are they going?
There's no way I'm landing this thing with the wind the way it is.
Well, dude, I'll tell you what. Set yourself up, and I got your back. Okay?
Look at this. Teamwork
I gotta go around.
makes
Yeah.
the dream
Take
work.
take
sure.
off to your left. Big left turn. Keep that left turn going. There you go. You got this. I love this because we can really push it to the limit. Yeah, go out a little farther than you think. There you go. Now do your left turn. Beautiful. There you go.
There it is.
Now you can throttle back.
Look at that. Oh, look at that.
Get on your
Coming
rudder.
straight down the pike.
Don't worry about hitting the runway. There you go.
Oh, I'm going for the runway.
You are
Doing
going.
this, I
Dude,
might
look
as well
at you
go
go.
for it. Whoa, there's some wind.
You got this.
Pull up. Oh, yes.
That's okay. That's why we got our absorbing landing gear.
Shot absorbing landing gear.
David!
Let's go. The first landing ever done in EcoFlow runway.
Awesome.
In a FPV cockpit with
that
the
is
Freedom
crazy.
Fox, with a Freedom Fox.
Holy cow, so many exciting firsts, guys. Again, we're not done again with this version. Our eventual goal, Dave, you want to make this full motion, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So they were playing this stuff where we close our eyes, we're moving the controls feel real, but when you start moving the plane where the plane's gonna go, it's a whole nother level. So we're gonna be working on that. Make sure you hit the subscribe bell.
Josh, you gotta try this.
I'll give it a shot, absolutely, yep. Friends, thanks for being part of the Flite Test family. Hit that subscribe bell. We'll see you next time.